Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to be doing nerd math. This is very specifically nerd math, kind of for the end of the world. What we are going to do is ground to shoulder, a farm boy strength exercise, and then we are going to do the math to accompany it. When the world is good, then we can do all of our pretty training. We can do our shoulder cap, we can do our incline bench press, we can do all that stuff that is meant to make us look good. Now might not be the greatest time to be spending time trying to look good. Now might be the better time to start working on really good functional exercises. So today we are going to show you the sandbag ground to shoulder, probably the most farm boy strength exercise I can think of. And then we're going to do a bunch of math to tell you exactly how to do this. This is essentially just like program design 101 slapped into a super good idea. And this was going to be part of a larger program that was going to be for sale, and we're just going to give it away for free because I think that's a good idea. So what we are using for this first demonstration is the On-It sandbag. This thing goes up to about 70 pounds. Right now this one is 60 pounds. It doesn't have to be an On-It sandbag. It could be any sandbag. Make your own sandbag. Sand is cheap. Old jeans are cheap. Take old jean legs, chop them off, sew bottom side, sew it 3 times. Fill it up with sand, fold the top over, sew it again. Figure out how to make sand in the appropriate amount for you. We'll explain more about that up here when we go to the math board. Our heavy sandbag that we're going to use for demonstration is a brute force sandbag. I think that this is the athlete bag. It goes up to about 120 pounds, which is my target weight for this exercise. When we set up for this exercise, we are going to take the zipper side and we are going to flip it over so it is facing down at the ground. We're going to flip that zipper down so that when we pick the sandbag up and we get it to our shoulder, we're not dragging the zipper across our neckline over and over and over again. Very simple exercise. We are going to point both feet straight ahead. We are going to chop the hips, push it back. We're going to take 2 hands. We are going to center load right here. You can either dead clean it straight up, or if the weight is heavy, then you can give it a bit of a swing. Totally fine. I'm going to show you light, I'm going to show you heavy. With the light one, less swing. With the heavy one, more swing. 2 hands, scoop underneath the bag, load it up, and up to one shoulder. Drop it down, hook it up, get it back in place. Other shoulder. At the top, squeeze your glutes, lock out your legs. That goes for everything. Kettlebell, club bell, barbell, sandbag. Now I'm going to show you with the heavier bag. I'm going to flip it over to get the zippered side down. I'm going to scoop it up. There's going to be a bit of a swing. You're going to see what looks more like a triple extension as I come up to the top. I'm going to catch, I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to pop it off my shoulder. You martial arts guys will recognize this pop. Very useful movement. Let's keep it in the movement. We're going to load it up. Get, lock out, squeeze the glutes. Pop it off. Bah. Set it up. Load it up. Catch it. Lock. Lock the glutes. Pop it off. Get back to your bag. Lock it. Lock it. Tight. One more. Now let's get to the nerd math portion of this. What we're going to do is we are going to start. You're going to have to do some math on your own. 25% of your body weight. 25% is the starting point. If you want to start higher than that, you can. But I recommend starting in the 25 to 30% range, because this is going to be a higher rep activity. What we're going to do is we're going to start with 3 minutes, and then we're going to add minutes. So we are adding volume before we change our intensity. 3 minutes, we are going to do 1 rep every 10 seconds. So you're going to take a timer, you're going to set it for 10 seconds, and then you're going to set rounds. 3 times 6 for your first workout. 1 rep every 10 seconds. Inside of a minute, that means you get 6 reps. So 3 times 6 is 18. You're going to set a timer for 10 seconds. You're going to let it play on a loop 18 times. The timer that I'm using is Flex Timer, but you can use any timer you want that allows you to set round count. Any CrossFit timer will probably work. Then 4 minutes times 6, 24 rounds at 10 seconds per round. 5 times 6 is 30 rounds at 10 seconds per round. We're gonna build up to 10 minutes, and that will give us 60 total reps in 10 minutes. Then, here comes the interesting part. We are gonna collapse that to 9-second rounds, 8-second rounds, 7-second rounds, and 6-second rounds. At 10 minutes, at 1 round every 6 seconds, you will be doing 100 reps in 10 minutes. Even at 25 to 30%, this is a workout, right? You're picking it up, you're cross-body loading, there's an explosive deadlift in here, an explosive power clean to a cross-body catch. This is a great idea. When we get to that, we are gonna start altering this. And we are gonna alter from 25 or 30%, and we are going to build it up towards 50%. I recommend 5% jumps. I recommend more steps instead of less steps in order to get us to our goal the most efficient way we can. Just getting to 100 reps in 10 minutes with 25% is going to be a pretty serious workout for most people. If you're an Olympic lifter, probably start higher and you're gonna go above 50%. But getting to 50% of your body weight, 100 reps in 10 minutes, 1 rep every 6 seconds. For me, 1 rep takes about 5 seconds. So down here at the bottom, when I get to 100 reps and a rep every 6 seconds, I hits the ground, I go 1/1000, I pick it up again. It's not a lot of rest when we get down here, virtually none. It's just 10 minutes of power cleans over and over again. We're gonna build that up and we're gonna get to 50%. We're not gonna do all the math here because I don't have that much board space, but take this idea and start running with it. Do this workout as a section in your training, the Tetris of training. Watch all the other videos on training. This is gonna go at the end of the workout. So if you were doing like swings, Turkish get-ups, sandbag would be the last section of training. If you were doing clean and press squats, sandbag would be the last section after that. This always goes between 3 minutes and 10 minutes, so you always know exactly how much time to program for it. After your previous section, and say if you were doing Turkish get-ups, take a 2-minute break before you start this. This is hard, right? This is why we do kettlebell swings, is because it prepares us to do things like this. For me, at the beginning of quarantine, I started at 240 pounds, a little bit heavy, because I was coming off of my off season. So I'm gonna keep my math at the 240 number and I'm gonna build my percentages off of that 240 number. If you need to round a little bit to make your numbers better, that's fine, you can totally do that. But my goal is to pick up a sandbag, a 120-pound sandbag from the ground to my shoulder 100 times in 10 minutes. It's a pretty good fitness goal. You will definitely be fit at the end of that. Base it on your own numbers, figure out how to get a sandbag, or make a sandbag. The reason we're doing this with sandbags is because sand is cheap. Playground sand at your hardware store is about $7 for 50 pounds when I bought to fill up that sandbag. And so that puts you at, if you have to build a 100-pound sandbag, if you weigh 200 pounds, then it puts you at $14 in sand. If you don't have sand, use rice, use beans. But use sand, use rice, use beans, but stack it up, stack it up, stack it up. This has been Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica.